The factory in Reno makes parts for Tesla cars, including those lithium-ion batteries, just like the ones that will eventually be made in Kansas. But outside the factory walls, it drove up living costs that are already rising in the Kansas City metro and all across the country. The people realtor Rob Lang shows homes to already know the housing market is a tough one. Workers eyeing Johnson County for the DeSoto Panasonic plant in a few years will only drive up demand for homes, especially affordable ones.
But the biggest effect will be on the lower end homes that are right now starting price at $300 minimum.
Panasonic says the average income for a worker at the DeSoto plant will be around $50,000. He says that worker's price range for a home would be about $180,000 to $300,000, which doesn't buy you a lot of house right now.
That's kind of where the market starts, so it could be a challenge to find houses in that sub 300 range.
This problem has happened before in Reno, Nevada. Panasonic and Tesla operate a similar plant there, where rent and home prices shot up after it opened and are still increasing. It's prompted leaders there to incentivize building homes as quickly as possible. DeSoto City Administrator Mike Brungard says they're going to do something different here.
We could approach this with the tact of we need to build 4,000 houses and we need to cram them in anywhere they could possibly can, but I don't think anybody would agree that that's the right approach.
He says there's plenty of land to build homes on, and infrastructure upgrades for the new plant will make it easier to put homes in places that were too far out of town before. But also, he says DeSoto has already been talking to regional transit organizations and nearby towns about making it easier for people who work at the plant in DeSoto to live somewhere else.
The entire Kansas City area is the labor shed they were looking for. A lot of these people already live in this area that are going to work here.
He doesn't know how many new workers will have to relocate here, but for the ones who do, the city is also talking about updating its zoning laws.
You know, there's a significant amount of pent-up innovation within the home building space.
Will Reuter with the Home Builders Association of Kansas City says rules and regulations sometimes prevent cheaper or more creative homes from being built. So a city that's willing to allow more options has a chance to try to keep the prices low.
Something on, you know, smaller lots, higher density, single family development, mixture of multifamily, some mixed use neighborhoods.
What's interesting is history seems to be repeating itself when cities try to figure out how to get workers to that plant. Mike says there's a rundown bus shelter just inside the gate where the Sunflower Ammunition Factory used to be, back from when the Army used to bus their workers in generations ago.